Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Shark Side of the Moon. Just so you know, National Geographic is National Geographic. They have their own Shark Week. I think Discovery Channel or something like that started a Shark Week kind of thing, usually in August of each year. And National Geographic, a division of Disney Corporation, they have their own shark stuff, and there's just no shortage of shark programming everywhere. I don't know if they run it at the same time or not, but it's just everywhere. And there is so much of it on Disney Plus right now. I just did a count as I'm watching this, not including this episode, this 44-minute episode, which came out in 2022, just last year. It's one of the newest ones available. There's close to 30 more shark-related episodes. There's only like 550 some episodes of anything that we can watch. In fact, yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a lot, and I've made this rule before, and this may not be the original rule I made, but I'm going to modify it regardless. I don't care. In this case, coming up with this next quarter, which we'll find out tomorrow, because tomorrow is the last day of the month and the quarter, and that's when I reset the entire thing. The next one, we're going to have a rule where if there are more than 2 shark things, once we hit 2 shark things in a month, no more shark things in a quarter. They can have 1 shark thing a month at most. Surprisingly, we've only had 2 shark things at all this quarter, and one was in January. And then now there's this one. And this one, what does it have to do with sharks in the moon and everything else? Why is this a thing? Well, it's talking about there's a research being done in this documentary to see if the moon has any influence on the migration patterns of sharks in the wild, of course, where there's just tons of sharks. By the way, this is 2022, and so the cameras they use underwater are astoundingly detailed. I've never seen so many fish and so many sharks, especially, in a single shot. It's just the kind of thing, if you got a big TV and you want to it's 4K or something, you might get some really astounding looking shots. It's not just the, side to side, it's the depth, how deep you can see into these often murky waters and see how so many freaking fish are in just their line of sight. You're not counting everything else around them. This is not a 360 thing. It's just amazing. So there's some pretty amazing footage in this, and this is a lot here. This doesn't do it justice. It's pretty astounding. So anyway, the big question is, does this have any effect on their mating practices or their migration? These hammerhead sharks that they mainly focus on in this. Does the moon determine when they go on their migration patterns for when they give birth? And I learned things like they give birth in mangroves, not necessarily in normal saltwater areas where you might normally find sharks. There's also footage in this, which is super rare, of sharks mating, if you want to see that, and sharks giving birth, which is a very rare occurrence to see in the wild. I'm sure we've had sharks in captivity who've given birth, and cameras are there, of course, it's going to show it, but in the wild, they're very secretive, and when they mate, even more secretive. They're kind of shy. It's the thing. Good for them. Anyway, you get to see a lot of shark stuff. It's really all it is. So if you're interested in the migration patterns of sharks and how the moon affects it, and if the moon affects it at all, well, this is the episode for you. This is the special for you. And these people are just doing good work because it is about, why does this matter? Why do we care? Well, it's about the conservation of shark shark lives, basically. Basically, for creating, while there are protected waters, especially in this area off the coast of Central and South America, where sharks are just a ton of them. It's also where Jurassic Park would technically be, off the coast of Costa Rica. Just letting you know, sharks and dinosaurs. There is no Jurassic Park Island. There's no Isla Muerte. Is that what it's called? I think it doesn't exist, but still, there's a lot of deadly creatures out there. So, if this was that world, even in those protected waters, there's still people who are doing illegal fishing and doing everything they can to get rich off of things, off of these protected creatures. Some of which have been on the endangered species list, some not so much, but still are in danger. Not just from fishermen, but pollution and everything else. So, in order to keep these animals protected, these creatures protected, they need to know their migration patterns, and they need to be able to track them and be able to know where to find them and where they can create safe lanes of movement for these creatures in order to preserve them. They're more important to the ecosystem in the ocean, and the ecosystem in the ocean affects the ecosystem on land, and that land ecosystem affects the ecosystem in the air, and that affects our ecosystem wherever we live in this world. So we need sharks and trees and all the other fishes and all the other trees. We just need all that stuff. So yeah, that's all I can really say. It's just about this. It's more than I thought I was going to say about Shark Side of the Moon. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
337.
337. It better not be more sharks. We're sticking in that 300 area. 337. Oh. Well, you know what? This would be very easy to finish off our quarter, our month. We got a short. I thought for sure we saw this one already, and if we did, I'm going to come back and pick another one. I've seen this short before. I know I've seen it. Maybe that's why I'm thinking we've seen it as part of this series. But we'll find out tomorrow when I check my history and realize I didn't check this off. We're going to be watching Piper, which I believe is it's either a Pixar short or a Disney animation short. Either way, it's animated. Piper on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.